had me and John Mason replace the handrail at Hyman.
Yeah.
And like, how many colors are on the exterior of the Hyman from your memory?
3.
3?
Just guessing. I figure the shutters are a different thing than the house.
There's
no
shutters.
White. No shutters?
No.
Okay.
To me, there's 2 colors. All I've ever really seen.
Pink and
Lavender.
You got a lavender house.
But no, so we replaced the handrail, right?
Your favorite color is lavender, isn't it?
I'm looking into the house at like, all the paint left over. And I find like the bucket of that like orange color. I'm like, all right, well, that's not what the rail is. The other color is beige. So I find another, big 5-gallon bucket, pull it out and pop the lid. It looks, pretty beigeish. I'm like, okay, this must be their exterior color. It says exterior on the bucket and all that. Go to Sherwin-Williams, have them mix it up. Come back. I start painting this handrail. I'm like, man, it's just a little, darker, a little greener, olivey something going on here. Like, maybe when it dries and the sun hits a little bit, it's going to fade and change colors. So, you keep painting. You don't stop. Colors do change when they set. So I get like 3 good thin coats on there, and I finally look at it as I like back off from the front porch. And I'm like, man, this is a completely different shade. Like, this is not what's on the rest of the, the accent color of the house. And I'm like, well, where the hell did this even come from? So I start looking around. The lattice under the front porch is a different color.
I think you need a drink.
Times 3.
Hello, everyone. My name is John Edwards, and with me is Zeke Baker, and together we make the Dad's Drinking Bourbon. Wherever you are, whatever time it is, thank you for making us a part of your day. How are you, Zeke Baker?
Disgruntled with the weather, like always. And it's
beautiful this week, though.
Better. But I hate hey, it's a little hot in here. You want to turn the air on? Next day, it's a little cool in here. Can we run the heat?
It got up to 86 today. It was 40 degrees in the morning and 86 in the afternoon.
I miss like those good old days or weeks of, like in the fall, when you get that, roughly month transition of
70, 50.
Yeah. You roll the window up or, whatever. If it gets a little too warm, turn on a ceiling fan, but you get like a $50 power bill.
Yep.
And it's great. You're like, oh man, thank you God. Finally 1 month of no bill. Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. Probably even more. Because I'm paying to cool the place, and the next day I'm paying to heat it. And then even worse with kids, it's not like the singular days when like, ooh, got a little cold in here. I'll go put my sweats on because I'm a cheap ass.
I would never run. Once I got to a certain time of year, I just shut my AC off. Never put the heat on in the winter unless I absolutely
you're insulated.
had to. I am insulated, and I'd much rather throw on a pair of sweats than jack the heat up super high.
Fair enough. But yeah, that's my current bitching, so to speak, is this weather situation.
The weather is rough. I want to let you guys know before we get into this, as I always do, Traverse City is going to be at Barrels and Brews on Friday the 25th. You know that there are great Traverse City Whiskey Company picks that have hit Nashville, hit some private groups. Chris from Traverse City is going to be at Barrels and Brews doing a tasting that afternoon, evening. Go ahead and check it out. We know it's going to be a good time, so get down there and go see them. Saturday, November 2nd, I am going to be at Grains and Grits in Townsend, Tennessee. It is the celebration of Southern spirits and gourmet grub. It's from 6 to 9 p.m. on that Saturday. www.grainsandgritsfest.com. And then Zeke and I will be doing the Nashville Whiskey Weekend in December. Friday, December 13th, there's going to be a dinner at the George Jones and a concert by John Rich. And then Saturday is going to be the Tennessee Whiskey Christmas at the Omni. 30 Tennessee distillers will share drinks with everyone. All of this is a joint event from the Tennessee Distillers Guild and the L5 Foundation, benefiting the L5 Foundation. If you guys don't know what Live 5 does, It's basically saying that cancer patients, if they live 5 years after the date of remission, their chances of full survival go way up. And what the L5 Foundation does is there's a bunch of expenses that don't always get covered from insurance, right? So it could be hotel rooms where you're staying for doctor's appointments. It could be gas cards to go to and from your doctor. It could be making sure that you have food because you're paying for all your medical bills, all that kind of stuff. That's where L5 really comes out and helps people out. Now, this one is going to go directly to the Nashville VA. I think getting behind helping people with cancer, especially our veterans with cancer, that's something that everybody can get behind. So go ahead and check out NashvilleWhiskeyWeekend.com. Get your tickets, support Zeke. I also want to let everybody know that we are sponsored by CaskCartel.com, changing the industry standard in the spirits industry. Go ahead and check out CaskCartel.com. They're like Amazon. They're getting merchants together with us so we could sit on the couch, just hang out, be lazy, order our favorite spirits, whatever it is, bourbon, whiskey, rye, mezcal, tequila, vodka, gin, whatever it is. Just sit on your couch, go to CaskCartel.com, get it shipped directly to your door. Zeke, I know that's your favorite thing, is just getting liquor shipped to you.
Yeah, but it's not to my door, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's a place where it's not going to be seen. And then you bring it, you sneak it into the house after.
I mean, I'm just saying.
But CaskCartel.com would deliver to that secret location. So go ahead and check them out. Also check them out on Instagram at CaskCartel, because they are constantly giving away samples to their fans and their followers. I know I saw some people just posting on the Yellowstone Limited Edition 2019. They sent some samples out to people who did reviews. So check them out, CaskCartel.com, at CaskCartel on Instagram. They're changing the industry standard in online spirits shopping. Zeke, tonight we are drinking something that's long overdue, and I want to have you set this up because Taconic sent us over their double barrel maple bourbon. There's a funny story about this because we know that the good folks at Barrels and Brews did a pick of this that is phenomenal. But Taconic sent us this, and then our friend Craig, who, if you listen to last show, actually used to see me play guitar out at the bars in Kentucky. Craig would show up.
I hope he was wearing like Ray Charles glasses.
Craig would show up to Thursday nights at the Paddock, and if you ask him, he'll tell you it was a good time. So
if it was a good time in college, that means you don't remember it.
I was playing the guitar. I remember a lot of it.
I meant from the other side of the coin there.
Anyway, tell the story about these.
Yeah, so the folks at Barrels and Brews have done a pick of the double barrel maple bourbon.
Say that 5 times fast.
I know, Jesus. And really liked it. Thought it was a really good, well-rounded pour. At some point, Craig had reached out saying, "Hey, I know you guys have had quite a few of the Taconic stuff. We're looking at doing a pick with them." And I told him, I was like, try through the whole line. Obviously single barrels are going to have their own little nuances. But man, I had this maple finish thing, and it was really good for a cask strength pour. It didn't overwhelm it. It just seemed to be enough to really smooth out a little bit of the rough edges that you get on a cask strength 4-year product. And that's just my synopsis in a nutshell. Couple months passed, maybe a little more. But literally, I think it was like a Tuesday. Had a package show up to work and opened it, and double barrel maple bourbon. Not the pick that Barrels and Brews did, but one from the distillery. And then literally like 2 days later, Craig shoots me a picture of this pick they've done. And so I zoom in on it, and I'm looking, and I'm like, well, they both say release 5. They both say 115 proof. Like, well, maybe there could be a coincidence. So I shoot him back a picture. I'm like, yeah, I see the picture you got, but what's this? And he's like, oh, yeah, it's the exact same one. We split the barrel with the distillery because they wanted to keep some for the gift shop because they'd only done 2 barrels, and they'd already let Barrels and Brews take 1. And, they really loved the product so much they didn't want to not have it for, the local fans that come by. They really like to showcase everything for. So I'm like, oh, okay, sweet. Yeah, send me some more. I've already cracked this one. We're going to need at least 1 or 2 more, or John's not even going to get to taste it.
I almost didn't, because that original one Taconic sent us, I never got to taste that one.
Well, and granted, I mean, it kind of was a double-edged sword because the one Craig did, which they did this with Bankhead Beverage. I'm not sure if there are any still left on the shelf or not, honestly. Granted, recently the dogs haven't been doing too well, but there is a sweet UGA sticker on the back of this, which anything with a UGA sticker, obviously, I'm going to go for, and countless other fans, even as much misery as we may get from the team at times. God damn it, South Carolina. But
I'm disappointed in Craig, by the way, because he bleeds blue, and he did a sticker that said "Dog will hunt."
he knows his market.
He does know his market pretty well.
I'm just going to keep one of these empties, and whenever I see Barfield, crack him in the head with it. South Kakalaki.
That was a how many field goals did you all miss?
Oh, that's the most painful part. Like, seriously, losses happen. You learn to live with it. But like when somebody tries to let you not lose the game that many times and you still do, it's just your own damn fault.
It was a close game. I think it's one of those ones that it's a needed loss. They could still recover. Plenty of teams make it into the playoff, losing a game. But if it turns them around and gets them upset, it's going to be a good thing.
Yeah, shit happens.
Like Kentucky lost to Florida and never recovered, if you really think about it. Being up 20-something points and giving the game away to the backup quarterback of Florida, mentally, Kentucky just hasn't recovered this season.
Well, I mean, on that note, they had the backup in, and we took him out.
Yeah.
Inadvertently, not like a designed play, but he went out along with their top receiver.
And you still lost.
Time to drink, John. You start talking.
So we know all the stats on this one. I do have to say I love what Taconic does. Just they're great people anyway. Great story. Great family business.
Well, and granted,
they're out of New York.
Since we did have trouble enunciating on both ends, double barrel maple.
We're just going to call it maple.
Is bourbon in a barrel, bourbon goes out of the barrel. Maple goes in the barrel, maple syrup gets bottled, sold, obviously as a non-alcoholic product, etc.
Bourbon goes in the barrel.
Bourbon goes back in to receive some benefit and flavor touches from the maple.
And then becomes whiskey.
Fair enough.
But I think the folks at Taconic, I mean, they had that apple cider, that ice cider finished bourbon that was really, really good. And then we've had some of their other ones. I really like their cask strength bourbon on top of it. So you put that cask strength bourbon with something a little bit sweet, like that ice cider and that maple bourbon. It's a winner. I don't know what the MSRP is for this one. Do you remember?
I think it's 50 or 55.
Which is not bad for a cask strength crusher.
Yeah, I mean, it's cask strength, and like I said, I told Craig when he was looking at the stuff, like if you want a cask strength product, that literally if you want to just hammer it back, you can, and even better, it's not a quote unquote aged product like some things. That's what I've enjoyed about their finished stuff, and I don't know how long this sat, I don't know how long the other stuff sits, but it seems to never sit too long to kind of lose the backbone and like the core flavors that you expect to be there, in a bourbon or a whiskey or whatever you want to call it.
It's sweet in all the right ways. Really is.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've told a few folks, like, imagine taking a 4-year cask strength product, 115 proof, and just really rounding out a little bit of those rough edges on, proof or a little bit of profile here and there, and just making that, sanding it down almost, making it real nice and smooth, still keeping the proof where it needs to be. That's my Cliff Notes here.
The Cliff Notes for me is what I find sometimes with finished whiskeys is that they lose the characteristics that made them so good on their own to begin with. Like if the finish overpowers the whiskey too much. I think this one is a maple, it's got that maple in it, but it really doesn't lose its identity as a whiskey. I get a good whiskey taste to it on top of the sweetness of the maple. That maple is there, but I still am sitting there like, hey, this tastes like a whiskey to me. It's not something.
No, I'll never get it at the finish.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's a residual. Even when it pops up there, I mean, it's literally like, and I'm not saying that John or I have ever done this, but hypothetically, if we were going to have, pancakes or waffles and put some syrup on them and, maybe nobody was in the house with us and we decided to have a bourbon pour that morning. If you ate a couple of bites and you took a bourbon pour, this is probably be about where you'd land.
Or if nobody was home and you also poured bourbon on top of the pancakes with the syrup.
John, I know where this is going, and nobody wants the visual of what happens with you in the bed after.
Nothing in the bed. All my damage is done at all my shame is done at the kitchen table.
Ooh. Note to self. No more dinners at the Edwards house for me.
No, it's more I eat because I'm unhappy, and I'm unhappy because I eat.
But it's just in the finish. It just barely lingers, like a little subtle, like, oh yeah, there that is.
Yeah.
But as far as I think the tasting front to back, it's not visibly known, but you can tell it just it just smooths it out so much.
I'm a hard buy.
No, same here. I've put down a few of these admittedly already. So when this bottle came in, the first one from the distillery, I just kind of laughed. Like, I love they wanted us to review, and they sent us this, but we've already been milking off the Barrels and Brews barrel for a few times now. We know what we're in for this one.
And you better get that before it sells out, because it is damn close to
honestly,
selling out.
We try not to do too much that's at least not even available locally, or, very limited picks. I don't know if Bankhead has any of this left. I assume the gift shop may have some, but again, for our local Nashville people, Barrels and Brews does still have a few of these left. I saw on the shelf today, and it's just a ringer in my opinion.
Well, and we typically don't like to do things that it's hard to get, but I think the other reason we're doing this is, listen, Paul, Carol, Ann, it's fall. It's the season. Maple syrup is being harvested from the trees. It's being put in your barrel. You're going to have some maple barrels left.
Call me.
Please make some more of this. I think this is an open call to Taconic to make some more of this.
Oh, yeah. I can't imagine they wouldn't, because, even this year they stepped it up to cask strength, which just made it that much better. And another off topic to a degree kind of thing that I like with it is they're using the finish to me for synergy, because their stuff's just now, it's probably 5 years now.
Did you just say synergy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, all right. So their stuff, by the time this runs, they're probably at 5 years. I would say this is probably 4-year whiskey, but either way, you're using a finish to complement, accent, and or improve your total product. There's plenty of other places that have juice that's 7, 8, 9, 10 years old that they're then going in and finishing. And how many of those have we had to where we just scratch our head and ass?
Say, why didn't you just have the original?
And say, yeah, this is fair, but if I had to bet $1 or $2, you could have just gave it to me without this extra work. And I'd have said, man, that's damn good. Thanks. Can I have another? So that's the takeaway I really like on that is there's purists out there that are going to hate finished stuff no matter what. It's fine. But if you're just going to drink it with an open mind, this is where you go with that kind of stuff. I mean, if you're going to experiment and tinker around, know your product, know what areas aren't quite there yet, and that's where you use the finish for an accent. Don't take a 9-year barrel that odds are you could have poured just thieves straight out. Folks would have loved it. Oh yeah, but we're going to get really experimental and do this random finish to it. Oh man.
And cross our fingers and hope that it turns out okay.
Yeah. Like, well, way to go, bud. You probably could have made a lot more money and done better with that one.
Exactly. So this is a hard buy for both of us. Please make some more of this Taconic. Zeke, before we close this out, I want to mention all of our glassware is provided by distilleryproducts.com. They are the best kept secret in the spirits industry that we are now kind of letting you all know about. We are blowing the lid off. We are opening up Pandora's box, because once people realize how good of a people they are at distilleryproducts.com, but better yet, the wholesale pricing for all of your laser etched glassware needs, whether it's Glencairn's, the Irish Tua whiskey glass, the neat glass, which they are the only place in North America that does wholesale neat glass engraving. And then they have decanters, they have tumblers, they have all sorts of other stuff. go to distilleryproducts.com. Check out for yourself. If you want me to get you in touch with them, feel free to reach out to me directly. I'm happy to get you in touch with the folks there. Distilleryproducts.com is where we get all of our glasses from. It's where all the distilleries that we talk to, it's where they get their glasses from. So thank you for the glasses and check them out.
So before we sign off, I'm going to give you something to dream about, possibly. What if someone took a peanut butter whiskey and finished it in a maple barrel? John Boy likey.
I'm happy to try it. Anyways, check us out at Facebook at Dad's Drinking Bourbon, Twitter at Bourbon Dads, Instagram at Dad's Drinking Bourbon. Find us on wherever you get your podcast, whatever it is, we are on it. Leave us an open and honest review, just like we leave an open and honest review about the whiskey we drink. Taconic did not provide this bottle to us, but they provided the same thing to us in the past that Zeke drank without sharing with me. He is sharing this bottle with me now, but I want to thank Taconic for giving Zeke a bottle.
Hey, I didn't wipe it out until I got the replacements. I waited. I wasn't going to kill it. And then
I wanted to try, and then all of a sudden Zeke goes, well, you're not getting the bottle I got, but you're getting another one.
They're both equally as good, I promise.
But thank you very much, Taconic. Zeke, where else can the folks find us?
Good old Nashville, Tennessee, and as John mentioned earlier, a few scattered events coming up here in the community that we hope to meet and greet and see some folks and have a good time and share some pours.
Cheers.
Ciao.